Oh, let's talk about things, eh? You know what is the thing? It's like if you think about what is the most sought out thing that people want to be, what is the thing that people enjoy the most, kind of thing. And it's music, isn't it? Even more than movies. I mean, you'll listen to an album over and over again. People buy Sergeant Pepper and they listen to it over and over. How many times have I listened to Sergeant Pepper? A lot, maybe like 100 times at least. You know, through the years so far. So you go, but then you got movies and you make a movie. You go, well, I'm making this movie, but chances are people are only gonna watch it once or twice, which is true. I mean, even Star Wars, I haven't seen it that many times. I own Star Wars on DVD, but I don't watch it like all the time. Like, but you go, Star Wars does have a rewatch factor where you can watch it over and over and you still enjoy it. Certain TV shows do that too, like Stargate and Star Trek, Twilight Zone. They got a rewatch value where you can watch it again and again and it's still enjoyable because you enjoy the characters. See, but the thing about the Twilight Zone, it's got that whole, what you call that? There's an anthology. It's an anthology program, so every episode is different characters. So you can't really get used to a character. The only character that's the same in every episode of Twilight Zone is Rod Serling. So he's basically the main character. But you watch a show like Buffy, the Vampire Slayer, and you get to know the characters and you watch them grow and you kind of feel a thing for the characters. So it makes it more enjoyable to watch the show. That's why those shows like that are more successful opposed to like an anthology show where each episode is a different actor. Different actors, different cast. That's kind of hard to kind of sell and keep it going. So, yeah. But yeah. So what was this about? Yeah, talking about music being the most important thing. It's like you even on the internet you watch these streams and someone always has a guitar in the back. It's like everybody has a guitar. Everybody wants to play. Do they play the guitar? You never see them play the guitar. But it's like, what's going on? Sometimes you see a keyboard in the corner, but they want you to see that. They want people always know especially when they do streams, what people are seeing. They control that. They want you to, obviously. I don't know these things for sure, but it's just the likely thing, the logical, you know, thing for them to, yeah. So you see like a guitar in the back, and he's like, "Can you play the guitar?" And mostly when you ask them, "Can you play the guitar?" Oh, and they play it, and they can't play it. Yeah, but they gotta have the guitar in the back though to make you think that they do. So, which is weird. So it tells me that everybody wants to be a musician or a singer or play guitar. So that's the thing that everybody strives for. So when you're good at it, I'm sure people get jealous of that. A lot of people want to be that, want to be a musician, and when you're good at it, they see that, it makes them feel like, okay, well, I'll never be that. So they can either like be on your side and go, "You're really good. I'll never be that good." And you like drop your ego and just kind of wish them well because they're good at it and better than you. You know, or you can just like hate them. Go, oh, you're better than me, and I hate you for it. I won't listen to your music because it keeps reminding me of how much I'm not that good at. So it, yeah, that's another way people go, and I think that's why a lot of people go. So it's like, it's like people don't really wish you well unless you're afflicted. It seems like a lot of people who have afflictions do really well on the internet or just in life. People just feel sorry for them, so they just give them attention. A lot of times people have these accounts and they have some kind of affliction and they have all these likes and people following them because I don't know, people have people feel sorry for them. So, so they go, if I like this person, I'm a good person. But is that it? I don't know. It's the old Democrat mentality, the bleeding heart mentality. If I like things most that are downtrodden or afflicted, I'm a good person. So you see a lot of people you wouldn't really think would have a lot of followers, but they do. You know, like people used to think I'm old. They go, oh, he's got a man had the beard, the big gray beard. It's like no, only people go gray in their early 40s. I'm not old. I'm in my 40s, man. Oh, in their 30s. People used to go gray in their 30s, and they usually go like this kind of gray, like by mid 40s or something. But people think it's he must be 70. No, everybody dyes their hair, man. So they don't. You know, it's like usually when people are this gray, they don't tend to keep it. They go and dye it, and then and then eventually for years and years they'll dye it, and then eventually they'll get tired of dyeing their hair at like 60 in their 60s, and all of a sudden you see the gray, and you go, oh, I guess that's when people go gray, the 60s. Like no, 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 no. So all these young people who don't know about grayness yet. I didn't even know when people went gray. When I was a kid, I didn't think about it. I'm like everybody else. I'm thinking, no, people don't go gray till they're in the 70s. But then all of a sudden you see yourself going gray in their 30s, and you go, what is that? Yeah. So when people thought I was all old, they would be like giving me comments and saying nice things, and yeah, keep going, man, keep going. Because he's an old guy, and look at him, he's playing the guitar, he's trying so, he's singing, yeah, keep going. But then they find out I'm younger than I am. Then they didn't care. They go, oh, okay. Because they want to like things. They like to like old people and afflicted people and people with disorders and why I don't know, because they feel like they're Democrats and championing the underdog. Look at me championing you. Go for it, champ. Win one for the zipper or the gipper or the gipper. Oh, win one. Yeah, it's what it is, isn't it? It's like, see, I'm the opposite. I like to champion awesomeness. People who do well, creative people who are really creative and are smart and really, really good at what they do. Everybody else is like, no, we don't like that. We don't like when you're successful and good at stuff. We like you better when you suck at things, so we can feel sorry for you and, you know, and be like, yeah, keep going, Junior. You can do it. Come on. That's a good boy. Come on, you can do it. Yeah. I guess it's a weird way of being, but it's a way of being. There's so many different weird ways of being. And, you know, it's like, and all it takes is there's so many different kinds of people and so many different ways of them thinking. You know what I mean? The whole bleeding heart way of thinking, it's a real thing. And people feel better about it. If you know, if my heart bleeds for you, I am a good person. I think that's what it is. They want to feel like they're good people. It's like, you know, I remember when I was in high school and you had all these kids who were like, so I want to save the world. They used to go to these, like, you see like these people with some kid in your class, and the teacher's talking about certain events in history, and this kid is like, well, they were wrong. They should have did this and this. Like he's like, you know, like some, you know, that guy wants to be the activist. I had people like that in class, and I'm like, I don't, you know, either way, it's like we're just learning about this stuff. Let's learn about it, and then we can judge it. But he's gotta be all, and then he's gotta like debate the teacher about certain things in history, and it's like, and then he's like, and then this is the guy who gets the little rallies together after school, and they about certain things, you know, you know, and then they join the, you know, Greenpeace after school club, and you know, you see those people, and it's in every generation. You get those people who want to be the bleeding heart, you know, but then, you know, then they it all goes away by the time they're like 25, and then they don't care anymore. Then they're like working at their job at Marlboro, you know, making cigarettes and stuff. They're like, now I gotta make money. I had a time when I really cared. Now I don't. You know, yeah. Because I remember that. I remember when I was in higy school. It's the same stuff going on then, going on now. The same issues. You know, the racism and all that stuff. And the issues, and that was all going on then too. And it's like in like the 90s. So it's like, but now I'm sure you got the same kids. It's always the same dynamic in high schools. You get the nerds, you get the jocks, Get the people who care too much. Get the people who don't give a shit. You got, Now who was I in high school? Well, I'm the same guy. I wasn't the type who goes into rallies and wants to picket people and go. I wasn't that guy, and I'm still not that guy. It's like, yeah, I care about the world, but I know, because these people who care too much, at some point they're gonna care. They're gonna go the opposite. When you care too much, you tend to go the opposite. Now I'm the guy in the middle. I care, but I'm not gonna overdo it. So I'll keep caring. Slow and steady wins the race, you see. So that's what it was. I played soccer and tennis. I have ADD, so I really sucked at reading. So the classes that I would assign, you gotta read all this stuff, and then we'll do a test. Yeah, I would never read because I can't. It's hard for me to focus on things that I'm not really interested in, and it's like usually the stuff in school is stuff that's not very interesting to me. So I'm like reading this thing, and my mind just keeps wandering while I'm trying to read. I'm like, why can't it go in my head? It's so boring, though. That's probably why I don't care about the subject. That's why. So it never went in. So when I took a test, I don't know, because I tried to read it and I just wouldn't go in because it was crap. Because it wasn't interesting. Now, if I read something that was interesting, I would remember that. Yeah. So that's what happened. Yeah. And I really hated doing schoolwork. I think doing homework is stupid. Because you want the kid to learn. They can learn the same at school. You can give them homework there, and then during class, you can see them do the homework. They don't have to do it at home. Why should they do it at home? They got enough stuff to do. I got enough stuff to do at the school. And like after school, it's like you go home from school about, I don't know, school gets out at 4. School used to get out around 4. And then you go home, and then between 4 and you go to bed about 9 or 10. It's like 4 hours to do homework and eat and other stuff. That's all a kid had in the day for free time to unwind. It's not enough time, and then you force the homework on them. That's so stupid. They're not gonna do the homework. It's like, I think homework is the most stupidest idea. I don't know. I guess I understand the concept of homework. They want you to be like, well, while you're out there, you gotta learn how to do things. When you're out. But it's like the same thing. You want them to learn, don't you? See, that's the thing. It's like they don't. It's like those people that just can't. That's the thing with a lot of teachers that I had. They don't really understand your mind, so they can't really, they can't really, and they always say things in some kind of stupid way that you can't really get inside your brain because because they say the same things to every class, and they've been saying it for years and years, and these people have been teachers for so many years, so they say the same thing, and it's not like they're trying to see you and go, oh, you getting this? I don't think you're getting this. Let me try to just explain it in a way that you can understand, because I get that you might not get some people, but I'm gonna, see, they don't do that. I probably would have made a great teacher. So, but so it's like, kids aren't really getting things and they're really learning. There's a lot of people like me that, their mind, unless things are interesting, the mind wanders. The mind, basically in nature, we're like that. We tend to focus on the most interesting thing, or the most dangerous thing, the thing that we're most aware of. That's why when I songwrite, I gotta be alone, because I get too many distractions, and I'll start focusing on that. Even though songwriting is very easy for me to focus on because I enjoy it and it's interesting. I focus on things that are interesting. Now, if something was boring, I can't focus on it. TV show, same thing. If a TV show sucks, my mind will start to wander. Same thing with listening to some, people's songs. If the song isn't good, my mind will wander. That's how I know when a song isn't good. If I can't focus on it. Like when I listen to a Beatles song, even though I've listened to the song a million times, my mind will still focus on it, or will hook onto it, because they have they know how to make a song interesting. It makes you want to focus on it. There are things you can do that makes things more interesting, and they can do that. And they did. That's why they're such a great band. Because the songs make you want to listen to it. Now, there's a lot of bands out there now that I don't, my mind will start to wander. Like Taylor Swift. You go, that sounds good stuff. No, it's not good stuff. I can't focus on it. My mind doesn't care. Maybe it's the subject of the song I don't care about or something. It's just not this kind of amazing musical kind of thing where it's like got these amazing chords mixed with them. It's just kind of like, I don't know. So I can't, well, I'm just saying, it is what it is, I'm not trying to judge it. That's just how it is. I try. I don't want to hate people's music, but I like what I like. And it's not even like that. My brain knows what to focus on. It wants to focus on certain things, interesting things. If it doesn't focus on it, my brain just says, this is crap. Not like logically, just there mentally, just kind of instinctively, just, no. That's not good. It's got an L. That's a big L. So, man, I'm yapping a lot, but I make these videos so I can later on come back and watch it. Basically, most of the entertainment I get from the internet is my own stuff. So I do these so I can watch it later and entertain myself, because I'm more entertaining than most things on the internet. It's like, but then I think to myself, why can people see that? Why do they focus on crap? Why? Because they can't help themselves. People both focus on things that are like themselves. We gravitate towards things like ourselves. I am a creative person, so I gravitate towards creative people. So a lot of times I'm, gravitate towards, the Beatles, Charles Dickens, all these H.G. Wells kind of stories. I can focus on all these things, but creative things, yeah, it's just creative people are great. Are drawn to creative people. So you say to yourself, look at this viral video of people being stupid and idiots. You know why people like that? Because people are stupid idiots themselves. So they're drawn to that. They're drawn to it because they understand it. It is them. That sounds kind of stupid, but it's true. It's true. You know what's another thing that I love is classical music. Classical music is one of those things that keeps my interest too. I'll listen to some piano thing, Beethoven, and I'll listen to it. My mind will be glued to it. We'll listen to the little what it's doing. It's never like it's just kind of background music. No, my mind will glue because I can. It's just certain people have a creativity that's just naturally creative, and it's unique, and they just know how to put things together that makes things interesting and creative. I'm drawn to create things, creative, original things can be boring if the person who creates them is not as great or as good as they could be. But some people are more creative than others, like Beethoven. He's very creative, so when you listen to his music, it's a lot of awesomeness because he's creative and he's very brilliant. So is Mozart, so is, Gilbert and Sullivan. I love Gilbert and Sullivan. I love those operettas. Very satire. They were like the social commentary of the time. A lot of that stuff is, wrapped in satire and social commentary. That's why I love it. It's like the earliest social commentary guys. It's like, but I'm really big fans of Gilbert and Sullivan. Love them, and a lot of there's other guys. Gilbert and Sullivan, Rodgers and Hammerstein. I love. And they weren't so satirical, but William Gilbert, who wrote the lyrics, who wrote the music, the words. Yeah, he's brilliant. William Schwenk Gilbert. I think his middle name was Schwenk. Interesting middle name. But yeah, he was brilliant. And so was South and Sullivan, who wrote the music. They're both Sir Gilbert. So William Gilbert and South and Sullivan. Yeah, both brilliant. Love them both.